Okay, this video is what an American thinks about Bosnia-Herzegovina. I was in Sarajevo for 3 days, 3 nights, 2 full days, and then I rode out of it the next day. Bosnia-Herzegovina is a very pretty city, pretty country. The whole time I was there, it was very pretty. I was enjoying myself. I started across the border, and then I went. Where's the border crossing there? I'm trying to remember the border crossing. Oh, I remember. Yeah, and then I went. Yeah, I mean the whole country. Like I went up a river bed, kind of looked like the Rhine, and then I went up hills, really up over this like 4,200 foot pass, and then I went down again. For like a few hours, and they had like, it was the first time I saw those huge like cone-shaped hay bales, and they have them all over since then. But there's big littering though. I couldn't believe it. I mean, like pristine land, beautiful land, but plastic bottles everywhere, floating down the river. Same thing in Serbia, but yeah, also in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And then I went over another pass. It was like 4,200 feet, and then it like went straight the fuck down into Sarajevo. Like at 7, I looked at my watch and I was in, at the top of this pass, and I was like, oh, that's pretty, and I had no idea how far it was to Sarajevo. I thought it was pretty far, but half hour later I was in Sarajevo, because it was all downhill, straight downhill all the way into Sarajevo. It's beautiful, and it's like the old part of town in Sarajevo, which is pretty much like the only really place interesting to look at, to see. Unless you see like that tunnel museum, which I didn't actually go to. But like right when you, like literally right when you say, you go through like a tunnel, and you go through like into the like the valley they're in, like around this like cliff looking thing, and boom, that's the center of the city. So going into Sarajevo is kind of like going into a tiny little town, basically. That's basically what the experience is. And then the pedestrian malls are amazing. They're like really old, and you can feel the ancientness of them, like the ghosts of all the time past. And there's not just one, but you have like 2 or 3, or at least 2 parallel to each other, and then little ones that connect them, and then one that's really long. So, and they're narrow, and it's more like ancient, and probably more pleasant than even Prague. Prague is really wide, and modern, but this is like ancient, it's totally touristy. Great place, but I didn't see a lot of tourists there. But yeah, the Bosnians are really nice, waving to me and stuff, honking at me. Yeah, there were like bullet holes all over the buildings, which is interesting that I saw looking at them. I went to, the place, outskirts where those big apartment buildings are. And I saw a few cops looking for that tunnel. There's a tunnel where they were under siege for 4 years, in like 92 to 96 or something like that, with the Serbians shelling them the whole time. And they only had one way to get stuff in and out, and that was through a tunnel that's like, I guess you have to crawl on your hands and knees, and the electricity was supplied through the tunnel too, so if you stand up you get fried. And they had to push these little carts through this tunnel in and out, from the airport into the city. That was, I can't remember how long it was, but a couple miles or something. Pretty trippy. They speak pretty good English. I didn't really hang out with that many people, but yeah, they spoke pretty good English there. I guess the same as the Serbians. They kind of like the same as the Serbians is. And then south of this place, Sarajevo was really beautiful. Like it went right up those valleys, and then up a hill. I saw the ski resorts in the mountains. Like looked like Colorado. Like still had snow on them, and they were above timberline. And then it went down, and then I went like on this tiny little road on the side of a hill. On the side of like a mountain, overlooking this like really colorful like turquoise river. And for a long time, tiny road, like a bike path side road. And I was like, am I on the right road to get to the next country? And yeah, then I crossed the river where the border crossing was, and went into Montenegro. So sorry, Bosnia-Herzegovina is a very beautiful place, and mountainy. Um, more than Serbia. All of what I saw with Serbia was flat. You get to Bosnia, and that's where the hills start. And Croatia too. Croatia. A lot of Croatia was flat, but it was hilly, a lot hillier than Serbia. So that's what American thinks about Bosnia-Herzegovina.